Happy Friday to everybody out there. This is the first Friday in February. I'm your girl, author Erica. I'm the host, and I got my fabulous co-host with me today, author Kim. How you doing on this? We have February already. Can you believe that?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
It went
I
back. We
can.
gonna be in 2022 already. So today
Er.
is February is Black History Month, as everybody know. And today we want to showcase all our Black women today. And as you see, we have a host, a co-host, a co-co-host, a special guest, man. I say, her name is Miss Tamika. She have her own business, and we're gonna have her to talk about her business and what she have gone on. We want to showcase all our Black women in February because February is Black History Month. So, Tamika, thanks for taking time out your busy Friday from sitting
Yes.
on with our crazy behinds and having a little fun all at the same time. You can take the floor, Miss Tamika. Hello, Tamika.
You hear me, Erica?
I could. I just heard you.
Okay. Um, I'm the owner of Mone's Healthy Eat. All right, so I'm the owner of Mone's Healthy Eats, and I specialize in not your average detox teas to sea moss ginger immunity shots. And the reason why I say that is because oftentimes you find health businesses that rev it up and say, oh, this is going to make you lose weight. This is going to make you lose weight. This is going to make you lose weight. However, you see those to be short term
Yeah.
results that people may achieve. Okay. And sometimes those people are brand ambassadors. So, of course, they're going to promote your product.
Right.
However, I like to deal with realistic situations,
Mm.
real people, real results. I like to work with people who are trying to lose weight. However, those people that have chronic illnesses such as diabetes, high blood pressure, hypertension, lupus, endometriosis, such as myself. And I like to work with those type of people who have real situations that's trying to get to the root cause of it. And oftentimes with different teas, you find that they have additives, chemicals, caffeine,
Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
of the things that just defeats the purpose of all natural tea.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then you get people in long term. What people don't realize is the long term effects of some of those teas.
Okay.
It's
Mm-hmm.
the longevity of it. So I came up with a natural product just in my kitchen one day because I was going through some health issues and my symptoms were debilitating. It was debilitating to the point where it landed me in the hospital. Several tests were run. I was having stroke-like symptoms at the time. So my
Oh, okay.
entire left side, and I was about maybe 30, 29, 30 at the time.
What?
So my entire left side was like just going numb, and I was experiencing headaches. So they admitted me into the hospital. Ran
Mm-hmm.
tests, couldn't find anything. My lab work was looking superb. They did CAT scans, X-rays, all of that was superb. And the diagnosis that they sent me home with was numbness and weakness of the left side. However, I had a black doctor at the time, and I just was like so hopeful that this doctor was going to help me, a black female doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
She asked me, do you have any type, she was like, are you having depression or any type of situations like maybe a bad relationship or anything like that that could be causing the problems? I'm like, wait, hold on, ma'am. Hold on.
Right.
Let me
Mm-hmm.
let me get you together right quick because
Girl.
Right.
obviously you think I'm a simp, okay?
Right.
Like
Okay.
I have a college degree, ma'am, in counseling. So if I knew that I had reached my max and was depressed or whatever you want to
Exactly.
say, I know how to seek help. I'm not one of those black people that shun mental health awareness. I'm not one of those people that be like just against or go pray all the time and
Mm-hmm.
you
Hmm.
can't reach
Mm-hmm.
out to a therapist. I'm gonna reach out to a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in the kitchen and I started dealing with different types of spices and herbs. And I came up with my baby, which is the ginger lemon detox tea. My products targets inflammation and gut health. It has antioxidants, okay, antiviral properties to get down to a lot of the root causes, because what people fail to realize when they're trying to lose weight a lot of times, it's a lot of inflammation that's in your body.
Okay.
It can be caused environmentally, it can be caused from medication, stress, the type of foods that we eat, the type of beverages that we drink, and a host of other different things. So I came up with this product and it has been very successful. It has helped people who have gallstones. I mean, this man was literally about to have an emergency surgery, like literally. And he reached out to me and I was like, I know I can help you. I said, but you have to listen, like you have to follow a guide. And that's another thing that separates me, because I don't just throw people out there to the wolves and like figure it out by yourself.
So,
It comes
like
with a
some
guide
people.
to tell you what foods that you should eat during that time and which foods that you should avoid. And another amazing thing is it's safe and effective enough to drink on a daily basis. So it's not like a detox drink where, oh, I drink it today and, oh, so you saying I can't do it for another 90 days. No, you can steady cleanse your body. And it's called being preventative, preventative measures. So fast forward, and are y'all ready for me to get into the meat and potatoes?
Come on, girl. Come on, girl.
Let me start. See, I'm
ready to start preaching.
I'm ready to start preaching because today I am angry, y'all. Let me be honest with y'all.
Okay.
I am angry. I am I'm frustrated, because I was fighting for my health. And it wasn't until 2019 when I was finally diagnosed with endometriosis. Now, mind you, at this time, I was working out. I was a beast in the gym, 5 to 7 days per week. Not only was I working out, I was eating healthy. Okay. I've been kicked meat and those other type of things probably like 10 plus years now. Okay. So I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? I left out the gym. This was like January 2019. Yeah, January 2019. I left out the gym and I had an awesome workout, and this pain just hit me in my pelvic area, almost like knocked me to the ground. And so I was like, well, maybe I was lifting too heavy, because I was lifting like over 100 pounds at the time. So I was like, maybe I lift too heavy today. So I went to work, went to my little meeting at work and everything. And then about 12 o'clock, I'm like, I'm just not getting no better. I called my OBGYN. I'm like, I need to see someone today. Ironically, they had someone to see me on that same day. I went and I had a cyst at that time. I had a cyst that was on my ovary. And she was like, I'm gonna give you this medication. It's gonna help you and you're gonna be fine, blah, blah, blah. And I never had a cyst. I didn't know anything too much about cysts as far as in my personal life. I heard about it and I'm like, so where does this come from? So some days later, I'm still not getting any better. I'm going from East Jefferson to Oxnard to West Jefferson, because I'm seeking answers at this time. I'm not able to get out the bed. If I walk from the bed to the bathroom, which is only inches away from my bed, I can't hardly make it. It's just like I'm in a lot of pain. So my doctor at the time, she just was like, oh, well, it's gonna get better, and then they went to do an examination, a vaginal examination, and I literally jumped off the table. Okay. I literally, and I'm not a crybaby. That's one thing about me. I'm not a crybaby.
Right.
And I literally jumped off that table, and that's when they knew. They was like, okay, she really is in pain. But at the same time, you still sending me home with all of these prescriptions. I'm like, you know what? I'm not about to kill myself with all of this, because I'm just going to be masking the problem. And honestly, even when I went to the hospital and they shot me with a dosage of morphine, that didn't even help.
I know that feeling. I dealt with it last month.
That morphine?
Yeah. That's all that was giving me for sciatica. Morphine.
Oh, no. That stuff is just, it's a monster. It just like, it's like you taking this drug. I never had crack, y'all, okay?
Right. and you sweating, and you just going through the motions. I'm sitting there, wait a minute. My head feel like it's about to bust. I'm sweating. I'm sitting on I was like, wait, something, doctor. I done took my glasses off. I'm like, wait, something ain't right. something going on with my body. He was like, you just need to calm down. I was like, what the hell you just gave me? He said morphine. I was like, oh Lord, wait a minute.
Yeah, it almost, let me tell y'all, I almost saw Kingdom come that day because baby,
I know that feel.
it took me to another world. Look, I can't be getting these drugs because look, they give you that feeling, you know, and baby, it's like, oh wow,
It's addictive. It's addictive.
It did not knock out that pain though.
Yeah, it did.
I finally had the emergency surgery, what is a laparoscopy, and I was diagnosed with the endometriosis. Fast forward to me getting back up again, rehabilitating. I mean, I barely waited about 3-4 months. Went back into the gym. I'm working out. I'm still with my healthy eating habits, all that other good stuff. And then I'm getting these chronic migraines. I mean, to the point, y'all, I was in a parking lot, a shopping mall parking lot. I had to pull over. The ambulance had to come and get me. It was just like this wave, like I was going to black out. And I never blacked out before. But I was like, I knew it wasn't safe for me to drive. I couldn't even drive. Like, that's how bad it was. And when the paramedics made it to me, they saw that I was in distress. I was very antsy. I was crying because I was like by myself. So, and I'm like, I'm a healthy person, so I didn't understand that. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I'm having these chronic headaches. I'm having this overshadowing feeling as if I'm going to black out. My pressure is dropping low. What else? I was having joint pain, but the headaches for me was just like incredible. So I went to my OBGYN. I'm like, I'm thinking it's the endometriosis. So I'm like, what is going on? She checked my hormones. My hormones were fine. One of them was like slightly elevated, but I mean, it wasn't nothing to like pose a red flag like that. I went to see a neurologist. They had me to take a couple tests for multiple sclerosis. That came back negative. So then I'm like, hold on, I need to reach back out to my rheumatologist. Somebody got to find something that's, something that's not right. So rheumatologist, she runs the test, and then she was like, well, your inflammation markers at the time was high because, now mind you, I'm dealing with a lot of pain. So from the pain and the agony for so long, that caused my inflammation markers to increase. So with that being said, I was finally diagnosed with lupus October 23rd of 2020. So this is why I advocate so aggressively. This is the reason why I have a business such as Mone's Heallthy Eats. This is the reason why I try to encourage Black women to take pride in their health, because it's definitely different for a Black face. It is so, healthcare is so just different for a Black woman. You have to literally be on your dying bed, and still on your dying bed they won't
before they even help you. Yeah.
Think about women like Beyonce and Serena Williams that could have lost their lives, because they were not taking these people serious. So it doesn't matter what your status is financially. If you have this skin, if you have this melanin, it's a problem. It's a serious problem. And one thing that I say, and this might be taking it off target, but it needs to be said in the Black community, like we boycotting Rouse's, right? And one thing I watch on social media is that you don't get enough support when it comes down to Black people with Black people.
Can we say it loud for the people in the back?
They won't share your posts. They won't tag you. They won't like your post. They won't follow your page.
Especially if it's something that's important.
If you're not in a certain status,
right. Say that again.
They won't give it to you. So it's gonna take, my son calls it underground. It's gonna take underground creatives such as myself, such as yourself, such as you, people to come together and to build each other up. Because see, one thing about Black people is they be afraid of the next Black person coming up.
Especially us sisters. Us sisters.
Yes.
We so mean to each other.
Clubhouse. Like, I've been on Clubhouse a couple times and a couple meetings and everything. And look, y'all, let me say y'all this. I just keep my comments and my thoughts to myself. But me and my daddy be on the phone, we be hashing it out. Like, we be like, yay. He be like, yay, Meek, yay. He
Daddy
be
on
like keeping
Clubhouse
out,
too?
huh?
Daddy on Clubhouse too?
No. I
Oh,
be calling him, telling him about what's going on
I said
Clubhouse.
daddy hooked up too.
And I call him, be like, this will happen on Instagram, like, and then he be like, yeah, that's how it is. It's real cutthroat. And so one of the things that I say, and this is not to knock no race. Let me tell y'all this. This is not to knock any race. I want to put this out there. But when it comes to the support, sometimes it be the people outside your race that you support you the most.
Ooh, she done been here before.
I have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem. I have a big problem with that. Because I don't care how many people is selling ginger lemon tea.
We all can make ginger lemon tea, but we all doing
We
it
all
differently.
got our own touch.
Exactly.
And if God gave you a dream, and I know that he gave me this vision for this business,
come on,
I trust him.
Come on.
I trust him. I trust that he's going to see me through, because even with all of these obstacles and me having these two illnesses, like bam, hit me back to back out of nowhere, my business could have easily plummeted. But guess what? Yeah. For such a time as this, he helped me to have raised such an amazing son. My son is 18 years old now. I was a 17-year-old single mom, teen mom. People talked about me, people counted me out. And I'm just like, look
and
at
where
God.
you at now?
Look
Come
at
on.
God.
Won't you do it?
If it wasn't for, I'm telling y'all, like, it just was like, I was very depressed when I got this last diagnosis. I really did go into a state of depression because it was just so unexpected. And my business at that point had really taken off. Like, really taken off. I had just put on a wellness fair in September in the Avondale community, and just gave back to my own community first. And with COVID and everything, I wanted to teach people the importance of health. And so I did that, and I did that out of my personal money, and so it was really, really successful. Really, God really shined out on that day. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And so things just had really started to take off, and then this happened. So I just give praise to God, because now that I can finally see the things that I instilled into my son, that's being shown. I can see those seeds that were planted are definitely coming out of him. And more than anything, this boy has been my caregiver. He has to wash my back, help me to get dressed, and you be like, dang. And I remember him being like a little baby and me being in college, and he was like really attached to me because I was breastfeeding. And so my mom was a great support, just like she still is to this day. But he was crying so much for me one night, and I had to write a paper. It was like 20 pages long. And so I had him on my lap, and he's laying there, and I'm crying at the same time and still typing at the same time. And I was thinking about that moment, because when I just came out with I was just an author and a part of a book, and I wrote about the disparities in the Black community, and it's called 2020 Our Voices. Is an anthology. And I thought about that moment instantly, because during that time I was very sick, and I was trying to make a submission to this book, and my son sat there, and I couldn't put the pieces together. Like, I couldn't put the words together. And he was just there, like Johnny on the spot, like telling me, like, this is what you're trying to say, So I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm just, typing, and he taking turns. We both taking turns, and I'm like, dang, I was crying when I had this boy with that time in college. But look how it has paid off, though. It has paid off. So again, I just say, man, we need to come together like never before. We need to show some real love, some real support.
Yes.
And I mean, get out here and support some of these underground businesses, because as Black people, we are amazingly talented.
Girl, we is off the chain, especially when we get together. Oh Lord, Jesus, we crazy. So I got a question for you. Listening to your story, which is good, I love it, and I love how you started your business. But As a single mom and as that beginning businesswoman, how was that? What were some of the challenges you faced as a single mom and start your business? How was that? What was those challenges you faced in?
I'm a type of person, I'm very optimistic.
Okay.
So I didn't see it as a challenge. I saw it as a blessing. I saw it as a moment to capitalize,
Mm-hmm.
to make streams of income for my family.
Mm-hmm.
Because oftentimes we look at things and we count them as challenges.
Mm-hmm.
When all that time, God gives us certain visions to get us out of other situations. And we don't always see that when it comes head on. So I can't say that it was necessarily a challenge for me.
Okay.
I'll say that it was definitely a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So with that, I want to know, as you know, as we go on, we're gonna backwards and forwards talk about your business and health wise. You know, as a lot of females, we don't. Some of us don't go get our health done, and some of us do. You know, as far as everything that you have been dealing with, let's go off on to talking about health wise. Like as women, how important all these things, you know, as y'all heard Miss Tamika, she went through a lot. Like, let's talk about why it's important that us females we go get these health tests done because some don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to open the floor up to that. Let's talk about the health issue because I know people as females don't go get those checkups because I don't want to be pro with I don't want to be this, but you start now having a headache. You know, as far as this health wise, you know, is it any particular endometriosis? Let's talk about that because I have heard you and I watch your Facebook page, your Instagram page all the time. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. In 2020 is a year that I'm gonna be transparent. I don't know what that is. Is that something that I need to watch out for? Is that something that's important that I go to my GYN and say, look, I need to be
Yeah.
tested for that?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Explain that to me.
So endometriosis is very hard to diagnose because
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel from my experience is a money system. Healthcare is,
Yep.
is about
It's
money.
say it again.
So
It's the money system.
it,
You
it
right.
is. And although I had many symptoms for many years, it was
Mm-hmm.
dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
So what I will say about getting your health, making your health as your priority, that comes with self-love.
Mm.
How much do you really love yourself?
Okay. Gotcha.
Hey girl.
It
Okay.
is a part of self-love. If you
Okay,
don't if
girl.
you don't take care of your health, I mean, that's the only life you have.
I mean,
So
seriously.
is a part of loving you. It's a part of self-care.
Mm-hmm.
When you include self-care, you need to include all dynamics of that: mental,
Mm-hmm.
emotional, physical, all of that,
Mm-hmm.
financial. So that is a part of self-love and that is a part of wealth.
Yes.
With endometriosis, it is the tissue that will usually line your uterus. It is found on the outside of your uterus.
Okay.
And so what happens is that it can detach itself, the pieces of tissue detaches itself and can land on various parts of your vital organs, such as your lungs, your
Mm-hmm.
liver, your bowels. It can go in your eyes, it can go in your ears. So it's a multitude of things that can happen with this disease. Um, and what I will say about it is if you feel that you are experiencing endometriosis, and one of the signs can also be heavy periods. It can be heavy periods, and you should not be cramping to the fact where you are not able to be productive. If you are cramping to that degree, it can
Mm-hmm.
possibly be, it can be cysts, it can be
Mm-hmm.
um what's that word? I want to say fibroids. It could be a
Mm-hmm.
multitude of things. So I would
Mm-hmm.
recommend women to keep a journal and to journal their symptoms when they're having their cycle, how long it lasts, how does your blood look, what's the color, are you seeing any clots? Take
Mm-hmm.
pictures of that. Keep a
Mm-hmm.
picture, like
Mm-hmm.
keep a picture. I do that. I mean, hey, I do it. So
Okay.
keep, keep pictures in your phone. But like I said, most importantly, don't allow someone to tell you that it's all in your head, because if you feel like, man, I'm really presenting these symptoms, you got to keep going till you find that doctor that works for you.
That's no
And
listen.
that's what I had to do. I had to do that. I changed my provider a couple times until I found the right doctor that listened to me. And then now I feel like we've both burned out with each other. And so then I had to eventually move on. But yeah, keep going.
Ain't that's crazy? A doctor could give that's you never should get burned out with a patient. That patient should be your project, and especially if it's something that you never experienced. Like my mama has cellulitis, and she had a doctor that kept her in the hospital for 30 days because she wanted to know, what is this, why is this happening, and how we going to prevent this, so it is important that we change our providers. We make sure we have the right people on our team that's doing the things that need to be done for us. So talk about like your teas and stuff. With your teas and the different teas that you have out, how will those teas help you with your health?
Well, it helps me because it helps with the inflammation more so. I would say that's the number one. It targets inflammation. Like, one of the issues I was having with endometriosis, because it was found near my bowel, I was having issues with constipation. Like, I was not able to, and I mean, I was eating healthy and still was not able to pass a bowel for days. Like, it was when I had an x-ray done. Huh?
No, I'm going to the bathroom for days.
See, that's a problem.
That's a
That's a
problem.
problem.
That's a huge problem.
That's been a problem since I was a little girl. Like,
Yeah.
I would be constipated so bad, so I would have headaches.
Yeah, it gets that bad. And I was dealing with constipation really bad. Like, I could not go to the bathroom. I'm telling y'all, I was trying everything just to pass a bowel, and nothing was not working. So one thing that I find, it does help with the bowels. It helps to give you that healthy bowel flow, not diarrhea, not
When we need that.
But some people, like, when they first drink it, it's like they have to go make a bowel movement, and that's a good sign too, because some people, like you say, they don't have a bowel movement for days, and when that fecal matter gets stuck in you, it can cause a lot of different issues, as far as even body odors and bad breath, and it's just levels to it, because it's like it's looking for where to go, and then it starts to become you get a leaky gut. So it has to find it's trying to find its way out. You know what I mean?
It need to get out of there.
It's trying to get out of there. So yeah, I mean, so it targets those things: inflammation, and gut health. And I'm a preacher for inflammation and gut health. That is very important.
Now,
I need some of that. My gut needs some help.
and and I don't know. My co-host say I talk too much, but that's okay. I see. I know, and I watch you on Instagram all the time. Let's talk about this sea moss. Like, what is that? Like,
Yes.
what that does? Like, how that help you?
Yeah, I see a lot of people with it, but you can't seem to find it anywhere. Like it's some hidden treasure.
I mean, you have some fake suppliers, you have some real suppliers.
Okay.
I will say that ours is 100% authentic. The Chondrus crispus sea moss is the one that I sell. It is the purple. It's an Irish sea moss.
Oh, okay.
What that do? Like, I don't know. Like,
so it contains over 90 minerals that your body needs for function.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like it's like a multivitamin.
Oh, okay. I need
like
that.
a multivitamin. So a lot of times, I remember when the pandemic first happened, you had, like, let me use vitamin C for example. You go in Walgreens. Let's use Walgreens for example. You go in Walgreens and you get a supplement. You get vitamin C. And one thing that I don't like is that when I read ingredients, you have all these different ingredients. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. You don't know how to read the name. You can't pronounce the name. I have problems with those type of products when I cannot pronounce the name. So automatically I'm sitting there with my phone and I'm trying to Google and what
people looking at you like, girl, what you doing?
Yeah, I Google everything, when I'm in the store. So it's like this calls what and that calls what, and I'm not gonna put the people product out there, but I'll just say this: when I saw this particular product, which is a vitamin C, and people go and they take these vitamin C's, it's only coming back out in your urine. So you got to be careful. So when I got a hold of sea moss, I was like, okay, this is cool because this have over 90 minerals that my body needs. And basically, I use a vitamin C supplement sort of kind of now because of the lupus, but it gives me pretty much all the vitamins and minerals that my body needs, like magnesium, because magnesium is another thing that you need to pass that bowel, that helps you pass the bowel. So for me, I do take sea moss along with a magnesium supplement, but I'm mindful about the supplements that I purchase. Like I say, if it has too many ingredients, I'm not trying to get it. And if it's ingredients that I can't pronounce, I ain't buying it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So does sea moss help you lose weight?
It does, just like my products. So what some people were like some people that were trying to gain weight were like, well, your products help us, it makes you lose weight. But what some people fail to realize is even though you may have a very small frame, that does not mean that you're not unhealthy, love. Okay. It has nothing to do with that, because the foods that we put into our bodies, all these different processed foods, it is the best idea to go ahead on and detoxify your body the natural way. So yes, sea moss helps you to lose weight. Our products helps you to lose weight. Like I said, it includes a guide to make sure that we are getting the optimal experience out of it. And I've seen people lose 7 pounds, 3 pounds in a week, just being dedicated to things that they were eating. And even like, let's say coffee, sometimes coffee and different juices,
Talk about
contains,
my
like when I
coffee.
go to Smoothie King, for example, they put, our list of vegan mango kale. They'll put like different juices in there. I tell them take all them juices out of there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
take the juices out.
That's sugar.
Don't be talking about my coffee now, because I have a cup every morning now.
Baby, let me
You
tell
need to
you, I
stop.
I'm like
use
an
a
old lady with
Steffi.
coffee, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's like.
Let me tell you, but I've noticed for me, I'm gonna say for me, I noticed that with the coffee, it started breaking down my nerves.
Okay.
It
And what you
started
mean
affecting my
like that?
nerves. Huh?
What you mean when you say breaking down your nerves?
Like, I already have like some type of neuropathy issues that's going
Oh,
on.
okay.
And I noticed like if I would drink the caffeine, it makes it comes on 10 times more.
Makes it
Or
worse
like
for
I
you.
deal with anxiety now, and so like if I'm having anxiety, it increases that anxiety level to where my heart is like
Okay.
pounding, like it's about to come out of my chest. Because I was like I couldn't function without my coffee at one time.
That's
I would
bad.
not eat. I'm telling y'all, I swear I would drink coffee about 2 to 3 times a day, no food.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, I
That's
just
how
drank
much I love
one
coffee.
16-ounce cup of coffee. I wonder
See,
if
I
that's
quit.
something that have to do with, because I've been dealing with sciatica with my nerve. Not Cialis. What I said. But I've been dealing with sciatica, so I'm wondering if that have to do with my nerve too, because it's a muscle
It's
that's
caffeine, ain't it?
it's
It's
caffeine.
caffeine.
Yeah, it's caffeine.
Look
Yeah.
at Kim.
Don't
It's
be judging me.
caffeine.
So, and as you know, we deal with sisterhood. Let's talk about that. Let's get your opinion on sisterhood, like
In the Black community.
in the Black community. With sisterhood, what are some reasons why you think in the Black community with us sisters, why we can't come together as far as supporting one another? What you think?
I'll start off with trauma. I'm gonna start
Ooh.
off with trauma
All
Come
because
right,
on.
all right,
Okay.
that's
Already.
different.
That's already. Okay.
yeah, I would definitely have to say trauma. I'll use myself for an example since since I'm the guest. Okay, so in my childhood, I was raised with two parents, dad and mom, biological parents. We grew up in a very loving and nurturing environment. I know what it feels like to be loved by a man, for example. My dad was the perfect example of that because he did not just talk about it, he was less of a talker and more of a doer. So I watched him love on my mom. I watched him love on my brothers. I watched him be active in my life and love on me. taking me out on dates since I was a little girl. Just by that, it has grown me to be this person. It's like, I'm not going to sell myself short, if that makes sense, to be in a relationship with anyone. I'm going to be patient until I connect with the person that can fulfill me, and I can do the same for them.
Okay.
So with that being said, you have a lot of women who did not have that in their past. And even those traumas, if, like, let's say, for example, I post sometimes about my family, about my mom, about my dad. You have some people that's just envious of that alone because they never had it. So, oh, this chick on the block, you know, she doing good in her business and she got the support of her family. I'm not supporting her. Because you still dealing with a trauma that you haven't dealt with as an adult. And I've dealt with that in my personal life. And so that's why when it comes down to sisterhood, I'm very limited with that. I don't go too far with that because I know what circle that I fit in. I know where I fit. And that's one of the top reasons I will have to say trauma.
I like that because I like that because the first thing that comes out some people's mouth, the reason why sisterhood is not strong is because of insecure or lack of love. But I like that
Jealousy.
jealousy. I like trauma because we all go through, different things in our life. But at some point you have to you got to deal with the issue. You just can't let the issue linger on because it manifests, it grows in you and it grows into something huge to where the whole jealousy thing kicks in. And you post your mama all the time, and I have a mama. I talk about my mama all the time. And you do have people, some people shy to it and some people shy away from it. And it don't make sense. Like, you should be able to talk about with your mama. I had mama and daddy too. My daddy was in the army, and my mama was the stay-home mama. She worked, but after that she stayed home. So yeah, I get that. I understand how it can be because for me, I don't care if you hit the like button. But I know you seen them. That's all that counts for me. I know you seen my post because eventually I'm gonna keep posting, and eventually you're gonna end up hitting the like button. And the reason why I feel like I wanted to bring sisterhood because I listened to the ESPN. Me and Kim always on Red Table Talk, and they had the two ladies from ESPN. Their story was good because they found out something about one another that they had in common. And us women's, we have a whole lot in common. Only if we sit down and have this communication or this talk and be like, oh girl, yeah, you've been like that. Just like me and Kim, we never knew each other. Me and Kim never. I can't even tell you how we started off of being friends. I can't even tell you what. I don't even know if it was she did the podcast on the journey back from domestic violence. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was just something we started talking and we just clicked. And I'm like, we have to stop being so mean to one as women. We have to stop being mean to each other. It's okay for you to say, oh, sis, that outfit is nice. It's okay for that.
Right.
We gotta build each other up. We can't keep tearing one another. I don't like, and that's the whole reason why we wanted to do the whole February Black History thing. Because we want to support our Black women that's doing stuff. And like your son said, it start with underground people like us, small business. So yes, I like that. I like what he said. We're gonna have to get him on here with underground stuff. We're doing underground stuff around here. And that's why it started, like us women's getting together like this and having this platform and sharing it with other people. Having this platform. I want to share my platform with other women where they can promote their business and get people out there to talk about it. So, you have anything, Fabian? Because I can talk, and she be like, well, you just be talking. You just be talking.
She do be. She do. You do. You just be talking. And I be like, yeah, girl. Because you be on it. So I be like, yeah, girl. What she said. Yeah. Ain't no point in me saying it because she just said it.
Don't do me that. What you have co-host?
I think, honestly, when it comes to sisterhood, once she said trauma, like, ooh, it just sit different in your
It
spirit.
hit different.
It definitely hit different because you don't think about it like that. Everybody, so now we all know that because you was raised with your mom and dad, I was raised with my mom and dad, she was raised with her mom and dad, but everybody has a different situation or
Right.
outcome. She had the lovingness. I didn't have that. My father was the provider. Like, he went to work, my mother didn't, but she made sure the house was clean and made sure them beans was done by the time he got home. Okay, we didn't have a lot, but we had each other, and that's how it was. There was no affection. We didn't go nowhere. We didn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's we all have something in common, but we
Right.
all have something different as well. So
Yeah.
yes, it does start with different traumas and triggers in our life. So yeah, I totally agree with that. That was spot on, sister.
Yeah, it does because trauma, I mean, it entails so much.
Mhm.
Trauma is like deep, like it's deep, deep, deep rooted. So when
Mhm.
you have women that are so confident about themselves or don't really love themselves, some of
Mhm.
that can be contributed to trauma. And that's why I
Mhm.
just use that word trauma because trauma can go in so many different directions. And when you bring it back to it though, it like all comes in that same category.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we do that. We need to really support one another,
We do.
encourage one another,
Yep.
check on one another, even those that seem to be the happiest people on social media,
Exactly.
just
Yes.
Our
checking
strong
on
friends.
people
Yes.
because you never know. And if I wouldn't share my story and be so transparent about my journey, people
Mhm.
wouldn't know what I go through behind the scenes because I'm
Mhm.
not that person to really
Mhm.
put my business out there. And I don't
Mhm.
even want to call this my business because what I do when I advocate and I be transparent the way that I do is to help reach someone else. Someone else may be going through chronic pain. And you should, like, the people that come into my DMs that's dealing with chronic pain, it's like, dang, like I'm really making a difference. And not to toot my own horn or anything like that, because I'm not doing it for fame or clout. It's just
Girl,
that
toot your horn. Toot it. Toot.
Because you got to help us get through it.
but it's a universal thing. That's why I say I'm
Mhm.
not trying to toot my own horn because it took a lot for me to even be so transparent about what I'm
Mhm.
going through because I
Mhm.
was
Mhm.
embarrassed at one point. And I'm like, well, I have to put that to the side because I can be out here helping other people that's going through the
Mhm.
same thing that I'm going through. And then when I
And when
think about it, it's like some people have symptoms way worse than what I do. So for me, it's like, just it's a form of ministry too.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's a form
Mhm.
of ministry. So it's like
Mhm.
I want to give back to people, no matter what the race is, but I really aggressively advocate for black people, black women, because this is where the pitfall starts when it
Mhm.
comes down
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
um
Mhm.
appropriate care in health and wellness.
Mhm. Mhm. I agree with that.
I agree with that. That's 100. That is. So
Yes.
when you get, and I'm going to ask you this, and you probably touched on it, and you could probably elaborate more on it. When you get those DMs of different people that you may have sold your tea to, and they come in your DM and say, "Hey, Tamika, I feel so much better knowing when they first come to your DM, I'm having this X, Y, and Z problem." And they come back to your DM and say, "Hey, drinking this tea and following your directions on what I needed to do." How does that make you feel?
Mhm.
As that business owner, how does that make you feel when they come back and say, "Hey, I'm doing so much better. My numbers went down. I'm feeling better." How does that make you feel?
Mission accomplished.
There
Make
it
me
is.
feel like it makes me feel like Superwoman, to be honest with
Mhm.
you.
Right.
Because I feel like I'm saving the whole city or something.
Not
Mhm.
just one person.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
it's really refreshing because with the product, honestly, people get like instant results. No lie, I'm not. This is not a gimmick. It's not a game. This is real. Like people get instant results. Even people like who have post-nasal drip sinus problems. Like I had a lady was like, she was really, really going through her sinus. She reached out to me and I told her about our CMOS ginger immunity shots. I told her about our ginger tea. She was like, give me everything. I want the bundle. So she got the bundle and she hit me up. She was like, oh my goodness, I can function now, because she was not functioning well. And even with the guy who I told you all about, the who had the gallstone, you know, he was on his way on the operating table, and they shot him with the morphine too when he had to go to the hospital. They gave him the morphine, did not help. He was not passing no gallstones. He was excruciating pain, and I literally saved this man from getting on that hospital table having an emergency surgery.
Sometimes that surgery probably could have harmed something else when
exactly
it was just something with that little So what I want to say thank you. You know, with that being said, I want to say thank you for even taking time out on this Friday afternoon with us and sharing and talk about your business. But before we go, you know, I want you to give the ladies that's sitting here watching this, what do you have for them? What message that you have for them?
If I can be, let's see, something universally, I'll say to love on yourself, to love yourself like never before, to be very transparent, to be the best person that you can be, to be your authentic self. We are in the year of 2021. We need to be as authentic as possible. Even though you may not get a like, you may not get a comment, you may not get a share, keep going, keep pressing, because someone out there is watching your story. Someone out there is watching how you move and they admire you. However, they may not tell you that. But I'm a firm believer that it only takes one person to recognize what you're doing. And I believe beyond just a mediocre, it only can take one celebrity that's up there, you know, to see what you're doing and to see that authentic you, and to say, you know what, Erica, I see you consistent with Give a Sister a Hug. You only got 3 likes today. Because I'm that person, Erica. I watch you, you know? And I'm like, okay, this girl got something amazing going on. This
So
woman
we
got
be
something.
watching each other, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, you know, you have something amazing that's going on, and you can see that it's authentic, you know, because you're consistent. And even though you're not getting the likes and the comments and the shares, you don't know who's watching you. And see, me, when I get up there, I'm reaching back for you, sister.
See,
I'm gonna be right with you. I'm here. Here I go.
I'm reaching back for you, and that's what it takes. Like, we gotta start reaching back for each other. Stop being that woman that I'm not gonna even say a woman, because a woman not gonna do that. Stop being that female. Stop being that nigga that be like, you know, I can't help her because of whatever. Like, reach out. Yeah, reach out and help someone. So that's all I can say. I mean, we got our younger generation behind us too. You know, we need to build them up. They coming out with all these businesses, and I don't see enough support for them.
Right.
So as undergrounds, you know, whatever we want to title ourselves, I'm calling myself a millionaire. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I said we undergrounds. We gotta help the other people. We the underground. It starts with us. As the underground.
Look, I'm Meek the millionaire. Okay. So when y'all look, I'm trying to reach back and help as many people as I can, and I'm always looking for that consistency. So if I see that consistency, it's like, come on, sis, we gotta do this. We gotta make this happen. Yes. But y'all been great though. Y'all been great. I love y'all.
Tell us tell the people where they can reach you before we close out.
So my Instagram, I'm very live and active on my Instagram.
Yes, she
Mones, MONES _ Heallthy _ eats. And let me just say this before we close out. I have some exciting news that's on the way, but I can't speak it just yet. But news. I have some very exciting news that's on the way, and it is my son. I'm honored that my son is a part of this. So
okay, come on, son.
Y'all be on the lookout for it.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Be on
keep
the
us
lookout.
posted. We love great news. We love news.
Yes, yes.
You hear so much of negative. I want some good news. I
Positive.
want to hear having a baby. You know, I want y'all that negatives. I can't
But
Look,
do
it's
just
not
that.
a baby though.
She said it's not a baby though.
It's not a baby, but he is a part. He's a part of this.
He the baby. He the baby. He the baby. He gonna be
Yeah.
the baby. So I'm gonna close out before we all go, ladies. As Miss Tamika said, we need to take care of ourselves. Taking care of ourselves is part of
yes.
self-love. We got to take care of ourselves. If you feeling like you have a headache one too many times, go to the doctor. It's
Yes.
okay. If you have to go to several doctors, let's go to several doctors. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's do the necessary things that we need to do to stay healthy, and let's keep supporting one another. Like, this is a platform that I give other women's the support, what they have going on, and to be there to share with the world, because I just never know. We just never know who's sitting there willing to that want to start their business, but they're scared. And here we have other females that's coming on to talk about it. This is Black History Month, and as Black queens, we got to take care of one another. So
Yes.
happy Friday. I'm your girl, Erica, and I have my fabulous co-host that don't talk much, Kim, on tonight with us. So happy Friday, y'all. Take care. Make sure, and y'all know Valentine's Day coming up. Hit my girl up. She got the new Valentine bracelets that's coming out. So I'm so happy about that. I hope I get my Valentine bracelet, but we're not gonna talk about it because she always treat me like a stepchild. So, but we gonna live with that. So happy Friday. Take care and know that you're not alone. I'm your girl, Author Erica, and I have my good co-host Kim, Author Kim, with me, and I have Miss Tamika on the show with us. Good night.
Night.